Hello, hello boaters. This is February 21st, and I'm updating. This will be part 3, and I'm updating on my on the Rivett, and I got quite a bit done. I I'm doing it a different way because if I would have put the skin on top, there's no way I can get in there and do all this. But I got all this done here, and then I got it all done underneath there and glued up. And I'm on the right side. I've looked at a lot of on the rudder. I looked at a lot of boats on YouTube, and I put it on the right side. And then I mounted the bracket right on the second, and that's okay. And then I mounted that pipe, and that's silicone. That's just a rubber. That's how you're supposed to do it. And the servo, all the servos are. I mounted all the servos. They're all in. I haven't hooked up the electrical or the switch, but the servos are hooked up. I noticed on this is 3/32 wire, and as you can see, it bends. I'm gonna have to get some tubing to put over the 3/32 wire so it doesn't flex on me. I guess that's how you do it. I don't know. This is my first boat, but this is one of the big servos, and this is a small servo for my throttle. And I don't know if you can see how the throttle works. It's just a bell crank down here, and and it pushes up that black thing for throttle. There's full throttle there. It just let's see if we can get it to do this or move it. See how it just pushes it up, pushes it down, and the motor's mounted. And see how if the skin was on there, you can't get in there to, because I got to take all this stuff off. You can't get in there to get your Allen. But I guess that's what you got to do. That's the way they're made. There is a on the book, in the book, there is a cutout. After you get this all done here, there is a cutout. You know, it cuts out right here. You see the lines where you can slide that out so you can work on your carburetor. I hooked all the plumbing up. I just used 5/16 rod, and I'm going to use grommets, or I'll just seal them up on the inside, and then I'll use collets on two sides so it doesn't move back. Just put some collets, 5/16 collets, and I glued that all in and just did it the way the book said, and I hooked up all the water lines, and then that's all the water lines going in and then going out. And I don't have a well, I guess that cools down. This water line here cools down the head, or the whatever, it cools down the head, and then you got your other head. You know, here's the head, but this cools down the manifold. And then I had to move your ignition here. I had to move it up here because it was down here and it was in the way of the throttle. And it's all hooked up. I can just pull the engine out, but I have to pull everything out now and go ahead and foam this in. I'm just going to get a can of that foam that you use for insulation, and just fill this up with foam and then smooth it off. And got to do all these compartments, this compartment, and this, and then here, and in the exhaust. And this is where your water comes out. And here's another shot of the servo, and this is some on the other side. See how, you know, when you put that skin on, you can't, you're pretty close. That's why they have I was looking at other hydros, and they don't have this runner on top. They just have a, it's all the way open, and then there's no what are these called, bunkers or whatever. They don't have those in there. They just have them on the inside, but they're formed fiberglass. Oh, and that's the top of the radio box. That's got to be glued on. And then my wire, here's my wire. I got to run it over here and then up through here, and with the antenna right here. And then I'm gonna get a push pull. I've seen them push pull or a button to shut off the motor. I'm gonna mount it right here. Okay. Next time I'll have the skin on. A lot of sanding. I'll be taking everything out now. It's kind of, you know, it's done. I'm just going to pull everything off, the motor out and all the hardware off, and then go ahead and finish it up. Do a lot of sanding and a lot of sanding and painting. Here's the cowling, and yeah, the cowling. I gotta mount the cowling. Yeah, that's, you gotta mount. That's another project. That's what the cowling. That's what the cowling on. And I'm really thinking, because I've noticed on a lot of these hydros, they have it all cut out here, and they cut it right here or this way. They cut it where this is stationary, and this, all you do, you take this off to get the, and then this is just stationary. You don't have to take that off because there's nothing back there. And so I'm probably going to cut it. I've seen a lot of guys that cut it where, and then I'll get some of those. I'm going to get some of those. They're snap. I don't know what they're called, but you snap them, and they go down into a fitting, and you snap them here. Put them on each corner, and they do the same here. And I don't know what they're called. They're on eBay. I can get them on eBay. I'm going to go to the hobby shop and see if they have them. I don't know what they're called, but they're spring loaded, and you just snap them into something that's mounted, underneath here. Okay, well, that's the update on the Rivett. Oh, and I did make, as you can see, I made a stand. Pretty simple. I just drew it up and made one. Just went up to the plumbing place and got all the fittings, and I glued some of it together, but it's not all glued. But it works pretty good. You gotta make sure that it fits underneath. As you can see, it fits between your sprots, if it fits between them. As you can see that. Okay, I hope this helps you, and oh yes, make sure when you you heat this part up, because you'll anneal when you get this tubing
at the hobby shop or from Zippkit, make sure you heat this up, about an inch, inch and a half long. Heat this up red hot. You'll see it get red, and then don't bend it while it's hot. Just let it cool down, and then go ahead and there are tubing type things or a bender. You can bend it and do a little bit at a time because you don't want to get a kink in that. Okay, and that's about it.
Okay, this is part 3, and hope that helps you out if anyone's building a well, a rivet. The rivet and rocket are the same. I did get the bullet. It's haven't worked on that. It's over in the living room, all boxed up, and I looked at it, and yeah, it's definitely different. I'll be doing that well after this one's done. Okay, talk to you later. Happy boating. Bye.